The road we're on is paved in Garth.
Come along on the journey
as we explore
Garthology.
Think of it more as a conversation. I like that. So if this is truly a conversation, then I say let the conversation begin. Showtime!
Hey everyone, it's Deb.
And I'm Pete.
And I'm Jess.
Welcome back to Garthology. In today's episode, we're continuing our review of Garth Brooks's Ultimate Hits DVD, which was one of the discs included in his 2013. My God, that just struck me that was 13 years ago. Whew. His 2013 box set, Blame It All on My Roots, 5 Decades of Influences. In our last episode, we reviewed videos 4 through 8. And in today's episode, we will continue our review of the DVD, looking at the next 5 videos. So videos 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Starting with video 9, which is Shameless. Shameless was written by the piano man himself, Mr. Billy Joel, who I love his music. The music video was directed by Bud Schaetzel and was another concert performance music video. So for me, the highlights in this one, I love that we catch a few glimpses of Garth's half-sister, Betsy Smittle. I just love thinking about them together, getting to perform together, getting to tour together, and spending that time on stage together. I just think that must have been wonderful for them. But my overall favorite moment in this video is when he stretches his arms out in that ultimate climactic moment near the end when the lyrics are, "But I've never been in love like this." That moment, for me, that moment is just chef's kiss. I mean, you have Garth the storyteller, you have Garth Gravel and his vocals, and then you get that famous hip swivel, and I'm here for all of it. This is the perfect performance of Shameless, and it's definitely one of my favorites. Okay, Pete, over to you. What are your thoughts on the Shameless video?
Shameless is such a great song, and to see Garth just standing there with a rose and no guitar is pretty cool. So young, longer hair, just 100% committed to the song. I love the intensity that he sings with, like you were just saying, Auntie, and the swirl of the hips is just about as cool of the things that you'll see Garth ever do. That's pretty awesome. And from a man seeing it, like, wow, look at Garth go. While watching it, my mom had noticed that sometimes while he's just standing there with the rose, picking the petals, so one rose is just there, then another rose has a garnish on it. I always thought that it was the same concert. And actually, if you look a little bit closer, I think it's a couple different clips of the song from different videos that are pieced together.
Really?
Yeah, because sometimes he has the rose and it's just the rose petal and he's got that blue shirt on or whatever color it is, colorblind. And then there's another one where he's standing there with it, and then there's that baby breath or whatever that stuff is that they put around it. Then there's one where it just seems like it's just the rose and it's one color. Then it's a different color rose with a long stem. And so so I don't know if I can't imagine it being live and them taking that many cuts. So I don't know if they pieced it together from different things. It all looks the same to me. But I'm telling you, if you look at that rose, and AI was not a thing back then. There was no way they were editing things like that into videos like this. But yeah, you can tell sometimes it has different things to it. So I thought that was pretty cool about it. But all in all, great song. A lot of fun. Jess, what about you? What are your thoughts on Shameless?
Well, I never noticed the rose thing, but now I'm going to go back and look for it because I'm sure you're right. And I just was looking at Garth and not at the rose and never noticed it before.
I knew he carried a rose, but I didn't notice it ever changed. So now I have to go watch it again.
Yep.
Yes. This is probably my favorite Garth video. He just sings this song with such feeling and conviction, and it's mesmerizing for me to watch it. I love how he doesn't hop around here, and he really doesn't even interact with the crowd very much, which is weird for him. Like, how he always is like pointing at somebody or waving or whatever while he's performing. And in this one, he doesn't. He's so in the zone and in his own emotions. And at least he doesn't interact the way he typically would. So for those 4.5 minutes, he's just spilling his guts on stage with all he's got. And I'm here for it every time. I could watch this one over and over and never get tired of it.
Me too. Oh, I love it so much. All right. The next video number 10 on the Ultimate Hits DVD, which is Papa Loved Mama. This song was written by Kim Williams and Garth Brooks, and the video was directed by Joe DeMeo. So I just want to make a quick comment about songwriter Kim Williams. We are recording this episode on February 11th, 2026, which is the 10th anniversary of Kim's passing.
Aww.
As I finished making my notes today, I just happened to log into Facebook, and the very first post I saw was a post from Kim Williams' daughter, Amanda Colleen Williams, who I don't follow, but for whatever reason, Facebook showed it to me, so I follow her now. And it was a post commemorating the life of her father on the 10th anniversary of his passing.
Wow.
And I just was so amazed by that and felt really touched by the idea that here we are 10 years later and we're bringing him up in a podcast episode.
Yeah.
I just love that. A podcast that didn't even exist when he was alive.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
So I just want to shout out to Amanda Colleen Williams and let her know her dad's looking down on her. I can
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah. And what a legacy he has. I
Right?
mean,
He really does. It's true. This video was another concert performance video, but with a twist. The concert was recorded on the flight deck of the USS Enterprise, an aircraft carrier, which was in port at the time at Norfolk Naval Base in Virginia. The concert, titled Garth Brooks Live Coast to Coast USS Enterprise, took place on November 21st, 2001. Garth put on this concert as a welcome home performance for the crew and their families. And so for me, I feel a real connection to this whole concert. As someone who worked for the Department of Navy for 38 years, I just love that he performed this way for the U.S. Navy. It just makes my heart so happy. The highlights of the video for me are Garth again running around and showing that amazing performance energy that he has. It just makes me feel so happy to see him that way. Like there's just a smile on my face the whole time. I also love when he takes that American flag out of the audience. The patriotism in me just jumps right up. It makes me so happy to see him carrying that around. So I love that moment. But my favorite moment is when he looks around and he realizes that Jimmy is playing the fiddle break all the way across the ship from him on the other side. So he just takes off running to get over there to join him in that moment. And for me, seeing that, it's just like pure happiness. And I can't help but smile as he's running across the stage. I just love that. And I would watch that moment alone on repeat. All right, Pete, what'd you think of this video?
Papa Loved Mama is always a fun one. We've talked about it plenty of times, about how exciting it gets the entire arena, stadium, theater, whenever, wherever we're at, like his live shows, he starts to sing this song. It's so much fun to see him do it. To see him do it on the USS Enterprise and to see all of our men and women in the military get excited and go crazy like we do when we see him, it was pretty awesome. Every single person there seemed like they knew it word for word, like they knew what that song bring to the audience or in the atmosphere that that song brings. Like they were all for it as well. It's crazy to see that song time and time again bring that level of energy to any crowd. Like that's one thing. It doesn't matter if he's at Central Park, USS Enterprise, Ireland, any show that we've ever been to, drive-in movie theater, that song gets the entire crowd pumped. You can see how excited Garth gets and like how amped up he gets. The band you can see that song relates to Garth and the band. Like I feel that song relates to us as fans, right? It gets them as amped as it does Anthony. Like you were saying, he's running from one end to the stage to the other, and the band gets along with it. The band's running with him. Like everybody starts jamming out to him. Palmer's going crazy on the drums. Like it's just a ton of energy wrapped up into one song, but it lingers, right? You could put that song anywhere in a show set, beginning, middle, or end, and it's going to bring the same energy every single time, no matter what. I love Papa Love Mama. It's a song that I turn up loud every single time. The video, I thought that they did an amazing job with it. I don't know how this would actually work out as a non-concert music video, I guess. But I imagine if they found a way that it could, a lot of people would blow the speakers out of their TV listening to it. I know that I almost did. Jess, what about you? What did you think about Papa Love Mama?
Yeah, so I agree with you guys. Just all the running around in this one is so much fun. It's just controlled chaos, and they look like they're having a ball. And I think you can't help but have a good time watching them have a good time. I love that it's on the carrier ship. Deb, like you said, it's so cool to see all the servicemen and women, the sailors that they kind of paid tribute to by doing it that way. So I think that was such a cool thing to do. And I think Papa Love Mama is just, it's a fun song despite the seriousness of the story the song actually tells. And Pete, like you were saying, I think it would be kind of odd. I think they could have done it as a video, a traditional video, and I think people would have still loved the music. But I think that the story, even if they tried to do it in a fun way, I don't know how you would do that and make it fun. Like, I think it would suck some of the fun out of the song. So I think the live show was definitely the way to go on this one. So, once again, they made the right choice, and they made sure to just highlight all the fun that they have on stage with this one. And I don't think you can go wrong doing that, honestly.
True.
I don't know how you get a lot of fun out of driving a 18-wheeler through a... Wow!
Right, like how do you make that lighthearted?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's not fun. Okay, now on to the 11th video on the DVD. Video 11 is What She's Doing Now. The song was written by Pat Alger and Garth Brooks. This was another video directed by Bud Chatzell and is another concert video. So for me, on the opposite end of the last video, which we say, how could that be a music video, traditional music video? It needs to be a performance video. My first impression of this video, it's just okay. Because for me, I'm disappointed that this video is a concert performance. I think the exact opposite of the last one. I think it should have been a music video telling the story that's in the song. I think that would have been more for me. When I'm seeing Garth sing this song live, I love it.
Yes.
But as something for a music video, I think I definitely would have preferred to see the story in my head played out in front of me in a video. So I do like his performance. Like I said, I like it when I've seen him live. I like it in this. My favorite moment is when he sits down on the stage and just sings the song. But without a doubt, this for me so far of the songs we've covered on this DVD, this has probably been the biggest disappointment for me because I would have rather had a music video.
Yeah.
Okay, Pete, what do you think?
Yeah, like What She's Doing Now, it is a very, very special song. And I do agree. I think that there was so much more potential in an actual music video that they could have done with this song. However, I do love the song so much. Like, I love how they started with just Garth not playing a guitar, sitting on the edge of the stage, and just starting the song out. Like, the pace and the level of the song fits the lyrics and the meaning behind it so well. And again, there is a ton more potential there in an actual music video. But I think with the way that they did it this way, yeah, probably not one of the most exciting ones out of these 33 videos, but done okay. It's always been one of my very, very favorite songs. Halfway through the song, like he just goes and sits on the stairs. He puts his hand across the guitar, and it's almost like he's literally just talking to us, like as if we were one of his best friends, and he was explaining to us what he had just done or, what he was really wondering. And I love how it just paints that picture for that song and those lyrics. I always talk about that. And that's a pretty cool one there. It's a much slower paced song than what we just covered in Papa Love Mama. But I thought that it was a really, really good place in the DVD to put this music video. But Auntie, I have to agree with you. Not just, I think that they left a lot out on the table with this one. I think that they could have really had something special in an actual music video. But nevertheless, I go back and watch it 10 times over again. Jess, what about you? What are your thoughts?
I have very similar thoughts on this one. What struck me about it first is how consistent Garth and the whole band really is live. He may ad-lib stuff or change little things, like the very end of the song in the video, he says, "God, I hope she knows." Yeah. And that's not in like the track version. Yeah. But 99% of the time at a live show, you can sing along and know they're going to be album perfect. Like you're going to follow the notes, you're going to know what part to sing. And, almost every time, maybe they're going to change like the name of a city in a song that says a city name to where you're at. But most of the time, it's going to be exactly album perfect. Also on this one, despite it being a more serious song, he does, like you were saying, where he sits down on the stage and stuff, he does interact with the crowd more, kind of smiling, pointing, as opposed to the laser focus in Shameless, where he was really focused on performing it and emoting and not really connecting with the crowd in that way. So my last note on this one was exactly what you guys said, and it's that this is another one where I think it could have easily been a traditional video. And it doesn't hurt my feelings that they went with the live footage again, but this one may have really been a missed opportunity, I feel like, because there's limited ones that they could do a traditional video, and this one would have been a really good one.
Yeah, I think it would have been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go on to the 12th video on the DVD. Video number 12 is The River. The song was written by Victoria Shaw and Garth Brooks, and the video was directed by Michael Solomon. So this is another concert performance video. So each of the first 4 videos we've covered today have been concert performances. The highlights for me on this one are when the audience just immediately starts swaying when the song starts. Mm-hmm. I just love that. Everybody gets into it right from the second the song begins. I love those moments. And just like one of the other videos that I talked about on this DVD, I really love when the audience sings this one back to him. So again, we have a Garth Brooks co-written song where the people in the audience are just singing his lyrics right back to him. And just like that other one, I love it. I love that for him. I love the moments in that when you can tell that as an artist, as a songwriter, he's feeling that. Like these people are singing my lyrics back to me. And so that tears me up every time. But I think for me, the biggest moment is when Garth crowd surfs.
Yeah.
The amount of trust that he had to have in that audience to do that. It's not like they stopped everything and said, okay, Garth's going to come out and crowd surf and you guys need to move him along and don't hurt him, don't grab him. They couldn't do that. Garth just felt it in the moment, kind of rolled over and laid down, and they just moved him along, and they carried him along in such a way that he was able to keep performing, keep singing the song. But seriously, when you think about it, the amount of trust in any concert I've ever been to, I've never seen an artist crowd surf before. So that's what I kept coming back to in that moment in watching that video, was what that must have been like. All right, Pete, what'd you think of this one?
Yeah, The River. My notes are wow. Just f***ing wow. Like, that song is so good. He is no more than 15 words into the song, and the entire crowd is swinging their arms back and forth, just like you said, Anthony. There's nothing more that he needs to do than to sing that first verse or just the first couple words at any live show, no matter where he's at in the world, and the entire crowd just sings it back to him. And he just plays the guitar. It's crazy how this song has that kind of influence on all of us fans, no matter where we are. You can tell he's just so happy when people are singing it back to him, because I think that he understands how much the song truly means to us. And I think that it did its job when he released it. Like, I think it almost seems like he wrote that song, or like that song was released by him with that intent. Like, he really was hoping to get that kind of reaction. Then all of a sudden he just decides he's going to crowd surf, Auntie. And like he just throws the guitar, he puts his well-being and the safety in the arms of all these strangers. And it's like one of the coolest, slowest moving crowd surfs that I've ever seen. Like there was no doubt that not one person there was going to drop him. Like they were not going to let him get hurt. And the fact that he was able to just continuously sing in tune is just amazing. And then like you could tell like that's how close and how careful that they were being with him. There was no like crazy movements that were causing him to like, oh God, they're going to drop me. You know, like he was just cruising, singing along. And then he, puts his hands together and that camera shot from above was just amazing. Like that, like when he does that and he's laying down and you just see those people and he's just moving across. And then all of a sudden they just return him back to the stage at the perfect time for him to finish the song and move on. Like it was, nobody planned that. These people didn't know that they were going to do that. You don't know who's going to get their hands up there. Like that's just something that just happened. And it happened in the most amazing setting with one of the greatest songs, like just unbelievably good. That was a cool one. I think that the concert footage on this one, well done because of that crowd surf. Like that made everything about that just perfect. Jess, tell us what you think about this one.
Well, like you guys both mentioned, I love how the crowd sang this one word for word and how everyone had their hands up right away, swaying together. I'm so glad we have all this concert footage from pre-cell phone days. And it makes me really appreciate when Garth does the no cell phone thing now. I prefer it 100% because a huge part of why I love the live show is the crowd. It's sharing that show and that love of Garth and the band with so many fans who are just fully focused on the show. And nothing irritates me more at any show than to be back and looking at a sea of cell phones pointed at the stage because I'm just irritated to know it that you're missing the moment, you're missing the show, and I will die on that hill. So I love that we have all of this footage from before that was a thing, and that we still get the opportunity to experience shows without it now, thanks to the way that he's been doing that lately at some of his shows. So I also put in here that I love the crowd surfing, and then my last note was I loved getting to peep Trisha on stage in this one too.
Stage, yeah.
Just like a little cameo.
Yep, there she is. You go, oh, there's Trisha.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think, Jess, with you saying that as far as the cameras and the cell phones.
Uh-huh.
You think about it now, with all the cameras and the cell phones, I don't think that there's any chance he crowd surfs because nobody's ready for that moment.
No.
Their hands are occupied doing other things, right? Like it doesn't happen. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would have to be another locked up cell phone thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know that he would be.
He probably wouldn't do that now.
Anyway.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I guess what I was trying to
But
get is
that
like
would
go
have
back
never
to that day,
happened.
right?
Yeah,
Say cell phones
yeah.
were back at that day. It would have never happened, right? It wouldn't I definitely don't think it happens now.
Yeah. Now onto the 13th video on the DVD, today's last video. Video number 13 on the Ultimate Hits DVD in the Blame It All on My Roots box set is We Shall Be Free. The song was written by Stephanie Davis and Garth Brooks, and the video was directed by Tim Miller and Garth Brooks. The video for We Shall Be Free won Video of the Year at the 1993 Academy of Country Music Awards. So I already warned Pete and Jess that this one's going to be tough for me, but I'm going to try to get through it. The imagery in this video brings me to tears every single time I watch it. In the past, this video for me represented how far the human race has come. But sadly, when I watch it now, all I can think about is how we still have so very far to go. And in many ways, I feel like we've actually slipped backwards. So that makes watching this one extra difficult for me. So Pete, I'm going to go over to you now.
We Shall Be Free absolutely should be the actual music video at the most perfect spot on this DVD. No matter where you put it, like you can say that if it's first, 15th, 33rd, it is an amazing, amazing music video. There is nothing more in this world that we need right now, but for this song to come back truly again. Like, I don't know. It's not an easy message. It's not easy topics to talk about, Auntie. I have to agree with you. It does seem like we have slipped quite far away from where it seemed like we were heading at that time. I'm not sure how to say it. I'm not sure what the correct word is or the correct phasing or the way to phase it or whatever. The truth of the matter is that we need this song so much more in our world today, more now I feel than ever. When Garth starts it, and he said, we all stumble, but it's getting better. Yes, it is okay for us all to make mistakes. My believing is, that's why they put erasers on pencils. You make a mistake, you can right, you're wrong, but you got to go back and do the right thing. I think that this song has an unbelievably great message to it. It is a very, very difficult video to watch over and over again, but I do, and I always will. But yes, I can see how, it's a tough one to watch in today's day and age. Jess, what about you? What are your thoughts on this one?
Honestly, this is a brilliant video. It's one of Garth's best and just one of the best in general. But yeah, it truly just makes me nostalgic for the 90s. It makes me a little sad because I was young and naive, but that time felt so full of promise to me, especially before the Oklahoma City bombing of the federal building. But even after that, pre 9/11, pre-internet, pre-cell phone, the world truly did feel like it was getting better. The Berlin Wall had fallen, the Cold War was in our rear view, even Iraq was winding down, and even if it wasn't true, it appeared to me at that time that there was no war on the horizon. We were fighting AIDS and feeding the children and healing the world, and Farm Aid was saving the farmers, and America didn't feel divided. And again, whether or not it was true, to me at that time, racism felt all but eradicated. I felt like it would fade away with my generation. I think a lot of that perception was being young and idealistic and born into a very specific time. But this video really hammers home those optimistic feelings of being on the cusp of greatness and change for the better. And 30 years later, to be where we are, it just really makes me long for that time. Possibly I'm longing for something that never really existed, but I like to think it did, because if it did, then it's possible we could get there again. So in that way, this video is really hopeful to me, even though it's difficult to watch at the same time.
Yeah, it is really difficult for me to watch.
Yeah.
All right, we've completed the first 13 videos on this DVD, so we're almost halfway through.
You're almost finished. No, almost halfway.
As I mentioned during our Papa Love Mama discussion, today we're recording this episode on the 10th anniversary of songwriter Kim Williams' passing. If you get the chance, please stop by his daughter Amanda Colleen Williams' website at AmandaColleenWilliams.com and read her blog post today celebrating her dad's life. Plus, in the post, she includes a link to an Amazon playlist filled with classic songs that Kim Williams wrote. The playlist includes artists like Alan Jackson, Reba McEntire, Randy Travis, and of course, Garth Brooks. But so many others as well. Many songs that you may not be aware that he wrote. So stop by and give the playlist a listen to celebrate with her. Have you checked out our website at Garthology.com yet? If not, stop by today and check out all of our past episodes. And remember to subscribe to our podcast on your podcast platform of choice. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, please stop by, hit that 5-star button if you like what you hear, then write up a quick review encouraging others to listen. Then remember to share our podcast with every Garth fan you know. That way you can help your friends in low places become Garthologists too.
Yeah, and speaking of friends in low places, if you guys are on social media, so are we. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/GarthologyCast. We are on Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, and everything else at GarthologyCast. So if you guys are there, make sure that you like, you tweet, you retweet, you share, you DM, you do whatever it is that you do on those things. We do like the interaction with you guys. So please, please, please continue to do that, and we appreciate the support.
We release new episodes of Garthology on the 7th, 17th, and 27th of each month. So if you're missing Garth, come join us for an episode and spend some quality time with your fellow Garthologists as we relive the highlights of Garth's life and career up to this point and discuss the albums that have become the soundtrack to our lives. So until the next one,
thanks for joining us for today's episode of Garthology. And I'm Deb.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Jess. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. And remember, love will always win.
Bloopers.
Well, I lost what I was going to say. Oh, okay. So,
So until the next one.
The dog just barked. You said until the next one, and he went. We didn't get Bo today.
No, he's distracted. He's watching his show.